Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 1489, written by Sirius Ad 9704. Torrential rain to bright and sunny in a blink of an eye. This was in 2016 or 2017. My friend and I were driving through a quiet, small neighborhood in Traverse City, Michigan. It was a rainy day. In the middle of the day, we were stone cold sober. I feel like I need to say that to feel validated. We passed the street, and I mentioned that our friend Ashley recently moved to a house on that street. For the sake of the story, I think it was Fern Street, or something like that. The next thing we know, we were stopped at a stop sign at the T in the road. An older model olive convertible was turning left off the cross street, onto the street we were stopped at. The guy driving it had to jerk his wheel super hard to avoid hitting us as he made the turn. It was like he didn't see us until he was halfway into his turn. I looked over at my friend, and she was already looking at me. I looked back outside and did not recognize a damn thing. It was now a sunny day, and our entire surroundings were completely unfamiliar. My friend was like, "Hon, I'm scared. Where are we?" And I kept asking her the same thing. I asked if she saw the car almost hit us, and she had. Neither of us knew where we were or what was happening. Suddenly, everything became familiar again. It was like our entire surroundings morphed into a recognizable intersection. I was like, "Oh my god, we're near the Sail Inn," a bar we knew. The weather was rainy again, and we knew the exact intersection we were stopped at. I asked my friend what she remembered last before we got to the stop sign. She said she remembered me talking about Fern Street. That was the last thing I remembered too. So we drove back to that street, and it was about 3 blocks down the road. My friend hates being reminded of this day because it still scares the crap out of her, and it haunts me too. I am so fascinated by this experience. I just want to know what the hell happened to my damn mind, body, and existence. The only thing I wish is that we knew what time it was and how long it lasted. Felt like it was slow and fast at the same time. I don't know, man. Weird crap that I'll probably die trying to understand. And this is why I have fear of missing out about dying. Case note so far, 1489. Torrential rain to bright and sunny in the blink of an eye. The most classic example of a folded reality experience. Of course, this is still the quack standard, with 2 witnesses seeing the same thing at the same time. No one influencing each other, both just terrified. "Han, I'm scared." Well, yes, but you're gonna be okay, as you know now. But man, living through that in the moment. It's like those instances where the sun just momentarily blinks out. It's something that happens, and it's over pretty quickly. In this case, a bit longer than the sun blinking out, but still. In our everyday lives, the universe, reality, is completely perfect. There's never a single thing wrong with it. Gravity always moves at 9.8 meters per second on an object. Air resistance always works, planes fly as they should. In very rare instances, there are cases that just break the laws of physics, break the laws of reality as we are intuitively experiencing them. And that will be jarring even if you know about glitches, but if you don't know about glitches, my god. This kind of stuff will just blow your mind apart. Especially if you have a witness. The danger is when it happens to you alone and then you start to doubt your own sanity. I don't wish that on anyone, so try to hang out with more people, I guess. That's the solution to that. If you have someone else there that can corroborate your experience, well, at least you won't feel crazy. Then you'll just know that reality isn't what it seems to be, even though it's very good at hiding that fact. Case file number 1490, written by Fabulous Rich, 8974. The Day Time Stood Still, a Survivor's Tale. Okay, this was 25 years ago, but still baffles me to this day. I woke up for work at 20 years old, like I did every morning at 7 a.m., but something felt off. Everything I did that morning felt like I was in slow motion or time was speeding faster. I did all the normal things, had breakfast, shower, etc., but it seemed to take so long. I looked at the time and thought, how has so much time passed already? I knew I was going to be late if I didn't hurry, so I left the house in a rush. But even running out the door felt like I was in slow motion. I literally ran to the train station, but it felt like I was getting nowhere fast. I can't explain it fully, but I was at my normal regular speed. Yet everything around me seemed to be moving at a different rate even when walking. It was like everything around me was going a little bit faster, The wind, the cars, the birds, the people. It all seemed to be going faster than normal. I made it to the station and ran to my platform just to see my train leave. I missed it by seconds. I thought, okay, well, there is another train in 15 minutes. It'll be a bit late, but not too bad. 30 minutes passed, and I asked the rail worker what was happening. He said he was as confused as I was because the next train should have been here. He couldn't reach anyone at the next station. A few minutes later, he was able to reach someone, and he looked like he was going to pass out. He made an announcement over the speaker that the train had derailed in a tunnel. I said to him that that was a train I missed earlier, and he said, yes, you're lucky you missed it. So they arranged buses to take us to our destination, and I heard on the news that night the grim details. Nobody had been seriously hurt because the compartment that was the worst affected was empty. They found it odd that no passengers were in that compartment. That compartment was the center of the derailment. Had there been someone in there, they'd be seriously injured or dead. They showed images of it and I freaked out. I am a person of habit, and I like to sit in the same area every day. I sat in that compartment every day, the same compartment that was the worst affected. One lady in the compartment next to it had a broken arm. The media was saying how lucky it was that nobody was in the other one. I would have been in the other one. Had I not missed the train, I might not be here today. That day was so weird and I've never forgotten it. How I was rushing so fast that morning, but no matter how fast I went, time sped up faster. How I almost caught up to it, missing it by mere seconds. I know people might say, oh, it's the morning, you were tired, but it wasn't that. The moment I got up, something felt really off, and that feeling only left after I found out about the train. After the train derailed, it was like time went back to normal, and I never missed the train again. The only day I missed the train was the day it derailed. I feel like something saved my life, and for some reason, I was meant to be here. Caissons file 1490, the day time stood still, a survivor's tale. So I'll label this a lost experience. If you know the show, you'll understand. I won't spoil anything in case you've never seen it. Anyways, it is clear that the perception of time can be altered if you simply increase the frequency of your brain or decrease it. So if your brain is processing information faster, then you're going to perceive time as slower because there's more things happening. Whereas if your brain is processing information slower, then you're going to perceive less events and then time will appear to be going faster for you. It's almost like frame rate in a video game. If you increase it, there's just more information coming in. It's a smoother experience, but time can be altered in a certain way just by altering your own brain chemistry. So if this was a guardian angel, he was directly influencing your own perception of time in a way that you can't even really describe because it's still 1 second per second. The universe hasn't changed. You're not on a spaceship going too fast and you're curving through time. No, this was all about perception, manipulated by something that wanted to save you. And apparently wanted to save a whole bunch of people because no one else was in the middle cart. That's incredible. Maybe a whole bunch of guardian angels got together to prevent this. But then if that's the case, you have to ask, why did they prevent this accident, this tragedy? But not others. People die of tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, all kinds of natural disasters that apparently they don't have to. So who is making these choices for us, and why? And now time for the quote of the day. Fear is the main source of superstition, and one of the main sources of cruelty. To conquer fear is the beginning of wisdom. Bertrand Russell. Fear is the grand enemy. If something can destroy you, destroy your body, but can't instill fear in you, then they never truly trapped you. They never truly destroyed you. It's like in George Orwell's 1984. The whole premise of that book, it's revealed the purpose isn't to kill someone. Killing someone is easy. But to truly conquer them, to control them, to eviscerate their self, you have to instill enough fear that they will break their own principles. And if you can accomplish that, then you truly own them. You don't need chains, you don't need threats. You just need to break them. Diminish them to the point that they have no self-identity. At least that they can believe. You cause them to break it. In effect, you can cause people to break themselves. And fear is so powerful. Even if you haven't broken the person, you can still control them on the surface level. If they dig deep enough, they can overcome it, but most people aren't going to do that. So fear just on its own is incredibly powerful. So if you're afraid of something, examine the source of that fear and say, well, is someone trying to control me with this? That's a good question to ask, I'd say. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.